As a patient, what is the dumbest thing a doctor has ever recommended that you do? I was walking home from my friend's place around 11 p.m. when I heard this loud pop behind me, like someone slapping their hands together really hard. I felt something slam into my lower back and stumbled forward a few steps. My whole side went numb for a second. I turned around expecting to see some kid who threw a rock at me or something. The street was empty, just parked cars and dim streetlights. I reached back and touched where it hurt. No blood, just this weird tender spot near my hip. Felt like someone punched me really hard, so I kept walking. What else was I gonna do? Call the cops because my back hurt? I figured maybe a piece of metal fell off a truck or someone was shooting BB guns from their window. Happens in my neighborhood sometimes. The next morning I woke up and could barely roll over. The pain was way worse, like a constant throbbing that got sharper when I moved. I pressed on it and nearly jumped out of bed. Something was definitely wrong. My mom said I should go to urgent care. She dropped me off at this clinic near our house. The waiting room smelled like bleach and had those plastic chairs that stick to your legs. I sat there for like an hour watching some cooking show on the TV. When they finally called me back, this doctor barely looked at me. Young guy with messy hair who seemed like he'd rather be anywhere else. I told him what happened. He had me lift my shirt and just poked around the area for maybe 30 seconds. Probably just a bruise, he said, already reaching for his prescription pad. Maybe pulled a muscle when you stumbled. These things happen. Just ignore it and it'll go away in a few days. I asked if he wanted to do an x-ray or something. He actually laughed. For a bruise? That's a waste of time and money. Trust me, I've seen this 1,000 times. Take some ibuprofen and you'll be fine. So I left with a bottle of painkillers and this stupid feeling that he didn't take me seriously. The pain got worse that night. Way worse. I couldn't sleep on my left side at all. Even sitting up in bed made me want to scream. My cousin Jerome came over the next day and saw me hobbling around like an old man. Dude, you look terrible. Something's really wrong. He kept bugging me to go to the hospital. The real hospital, not some urgent care place. By day 3, I gave in. The emergency room was packed, but they got me in pretty quick when I described the pain. This nurse, older lady with kind eyes, actually listened when I told her what happened. She nodded and said they needed to do some imaging. The x-ray tech was this chatty guy who kept cracking jokes while he positioned me on the table. Hold still now. Don't want any blurry pictures. He disappeared behind his lead wall and I heard the machine buzz. Then everything went quiet. Way too quiet. The tech came back and stared at his computer screen for a long time. His smile was completely gone. Let me get the doctor. 3 people rushed into the room. The ER doctor looked at the screen and her face went white. Sir, when did you say this happened? I told her 3 days ago. She pointed at the monitor. You see this small white object here? That's a bullet. I literally laughed out loud. A what? She turned the screen toward me. There it was, clear as day. This tiny bright spot near my spine. A .22 caliber bullet just sitting there in my soft tissue. You've been shot, she said. This bullet bounced off your pelvis and lodged itself near some major nerves. If you had twisted wrong or fallen the right way, it could have paralyzed you. My brain couldn't process it. I kept saying, but there was no blood. I didn't even know. The nurse shook her head. Small caliber bullets sometimes don't break the skin cleanly. The shock of impact can seal the wound temporarily. They admitted me that night. Had surgery the next morning to remove it. The bullet was tiny, smaller than a pill. The surgeon said I was incredibly lucky it didn't hit anything vital. Another inch to the right and we'd be having a very different conversation. The police showed up to take a report. I had to explain that I literally had no idea I'd been shot. They said it was probably a stray bullet from someone shooting in the air. Happens more than people think on that side of town. The original urgent care doctor never called to follow up, never checked on me. I filed a formal complaint with the medical board. My cousin posted about it on social media and it went viral. Doctor tells gunshot victim to ignore bullet wound. The clinic tried to claim it was an honest mistake, that bullets don't always show obvious symptoms. But any first-year medical student knows you do imaging for unexplained back trauma, especially in a neighborhood where gunshots aren't uncommon.